Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We were aware that the virtuous characters in Days of Our Lives had values such as family, love, money, and retribution. However, we were unaware that socks were a secret addiction that was waiting to be discovered. It appears that socks are Salomite's obsession. Almost the whole Wednesday, December 13, 2023 broadcast was devoted to their nuanced and complex feelings over the matter. Unaware that they shared a man, Giada and Stephanie got wasted in the middle of the day and started talking about the men in their lives. Everett is the same guy who both the comatose guy who Stephanie felt ghosted her and the ex-husband who worked so hard that he and Giada drifted apart. Sure, it's terrible to get ghosted. It's terrible to be disregarded for a 24/7's work. However, you know what's truly terrible? Socks. The worst thing about men are their socks. Men who strew their socks throughout the apartment. Men who don't wear anything else. One more pair of socks. When Stephanie and Giada persuaded Harris to join them for a drink, they even inquired about his thoughts on socks. There is no end to this subject. Check out this recap of the show to refresh your memory. Not engaging enough in small talk? Fear not, more sock talk is on the way. Alex helped Theresa cut down a Christmas tree. After that, they returned home and discussed holiday decorating. Alex came to the conclusion that he was missing stockings to hang over the fireplace, along with all of his ornaments and tinsel. Fortunately, Theresa told Alex that normal old socks worked just fine in the past. All the things you can do with socks. Are they incapable of anything? The facts Theresa imparted with him turned Alex on so much that he was eager to get her in bed. Theresa could think about talking to Alex about socks more often, given her strategy to make him fall so deeply in love with her that he won't think about ending the relationship even after she ruins his life. Our Facebook groups are the greatest location for real soap fans to hang out. Have you signed up? Check them out if you enjoy gossip, soap opera spoilers, and devoted fans just like you. Every fan, even Soap Hub, has an opinion when it comes to Days of Our Lives. We watch the good, the terrible, and everything in between for 5 days. Now, we present to you a helpful summary and a lighthearted assessment of the Days of Our Lives week that was. This week, the story was dominated by the turmoil resulting from Sloane's really bad deed, which concluded, quite unsurprisingly, in Nicole taking off with the child. Her offspring. Irony within ironies. While there were occasional distractions, the majority weren't very pleasant. The Tate/Holy/Johnny/channel quadruple annoys because Johnny is blind to the obvious. The story about Stefan and Ava being compelled to sell drugs is still frustrating due to its flimsy storyline. The relationship between Stephanie and Harris surprised us and went against everything we knew about Mr. Michaels. As if he'd ever been portrayed as the kind to get really inebriated and have sex with a friend. Thank you very much. But I've had enough of Brady and Theresa's backstabbing. It's not at all entertaining. Blake and Alexis Carrington are not amusing at all. And, to be honest, it gives Brady an extremely hostile appearance. Not to be insignificant, but couldn't Tate, Jamie Martin Mann, have simply told Brady who his pediatrician was and spared the three of them the trouble? Regarding Xander and Sarah and their potential reunion, I think I've made it quite obvious where I stand on the matter. Granted, I found it amusing that the former approached John for guidance. Asterisk, why was Alex astonished that Chad knew everything about his threesome with Allie and Channel, Raven Bowens, considering that the assignment news had been published in a popular gossip column? What a squandered chance it was to not continue the story with the two men where the show stopped off. Imagine that when Steve gets home, the two are robbing his beer and pretending to be friends. Asterisk, Kayla's decision to hold onto the keychain that Steve's father made for Giada over the 16 years that he was assumed to be dead is both very considerate and a little unrealistic. I'm not attempting to judge the sorrow of another person, but Nicole and EJ, Dan Feareagle. Throwing their baby's ashes into a planter outside the mansion's front entrance as though it were fertilizer did cause me great concern. Asterisk Brady's admission that Tate will never be able to match his level of teen dread was refreshing on the one hand. However, it appears that the man overcompensated by giving his son his corporate credit card and insisting that he treat himself and his girlfriend. Asterisk an obvious aside that served only to advance the storyline. Why would Sloane buy Sweet Bits? There must be another bakery in the community that isn't owned by the woman she despises. Asterisk trip, what's that? Children are strong, huh? Says the man who almost used a scalpel to cut Kayla's throat because she was nasty to his mother. Well, granted, that wasn't the whole story, but still. Needs to keep in mind that he is the boss. He adds he is keeping Everett because he is competent at his job. Is Everett familiar with newspapers? Chad wonders. According to Chad, Abigail used to work for him, and he wants to do a good job in her honor, with a sense of ease. Everett adds that he also wants the paper to succeed. He's hoping they can cooperate to discover some common ground. Everett claimed to have written Abigail a fan letter because he admired her work. He claims that Stephanie would frequently discuss her relative Abigail. Thomas calls him at that very moment, frantic over his lunch money. They talk about the problems Chad has been having with the kids ever after Abigail passed away. Park. Really. Theresa takes her black hoodie out of a bag and discards it in the garbage. Brady and Tater Tote come over at that moment. She claims to have dropped her phone and turned around abruptly. Brady claims he's been agitated with her for not supporting him in his attempts to persuade his school to give him another shot. At that moment, Alex walks over to defend his new roommate. Brady gets Theresa's word that she will contribute. Brady and Tate leave at that point. Horton Square. Tate apologizes for yelling with his mother, and he sits down with Brady. Tate questions why his father never inquired about his desire to return to school. After some argument over Theresa, Brady finally decides to quit picking on her. They continue by talking about how awful Brady was as a child and the abuse he inflicted on Marlena. After Brady questions Tate about his schoolmates, they talk about Holly. Tate says she's not into it, but Brady, Tate's father, believes he can assist. Tate receives the gold card from him, and he wishes him well. Digs by Alex and Theresa. The two bring in a tree and talk about decorating it. Theresa brings up Kimberly's did as they talk about their own family histories. Suddenly, they are beneath the mistletoe, so they move in close proximity and plant a kiss. Harry is asked by Stephanie if spending time with him has been more enjoyable than reading the book. She raises a toast to overrated love and grabs another drink. Brady offers Tate his gold card, which confounds him, but he is more than happy to accept. After leaving, Brady gives Holly a call and leaves a massage. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.